Hey everybody, it's Jempanada here, and I am ready to kick off this YouTube channel in 2020 with an Ask Me Anything video. So I hope you guys get to enjoy this little question and answer thing, and hope you get some great questions and answers out of it. So let's get started. What is your proudest gaming achievement? I would have to think that my proudest gaming achievement is when I finally, actually recently completed the point two, Birth by Sleep, which is playing as Aqua in the whole darkness, and it was in critical mode, and that was the hardest boss I've ever fought. Like, I've never ever wanted to fight it ever again, and then Kingdom Hearts 3 happened. So I think, just defeating it and completing it, even though it was like a 2 hour, 3 hour kind of like sneak peek into Kingdom Hearts 3, it was hard. It was very hard. It was a challenging experience for me as a casual gamer. I've only played Kingdom Hearts a couple times in the past, and I've never really, really ventured into the whole RPG world. So even with like all the different my Kingdom Hearts streamer friends, they've played it many times, but I don't have that experience, so I never really got to learn how to the patterns and stuff. So it was really challenging, and I think that was my personal proudest gaming achievement that I've ever done in my life. Next one. What got me into video games and what makes you lean towards the genres that you do? So, and it was asking about like indie games. So, what got me into video games? I absolutely was just drawn to it. I think one of my earliest memories of it was visiting my cousin, and they had a Nintendo, an NES, and the first game, of course, was that like anybody that had a Nintendo system, the old school one, was Super Mario. So almost every day we would play, Mario all the time, and trying to like defeat everything, and going through the different worlds. I personally never got to the very end, but I've always watched my cousins play it and really do a good job. I know my oldest cousin, Desiree, she knew all the cheats, so like all the different secrets and how to like skip all the different worlds. So I was like amazed like how you could do that. So and then we had our own, and I just always thought it was fun. Like, it was a fun way to interact in your television screen, and it just was something that I never like thought that could be so entertaining. But it wasn't until when I first got introduced to Kingdom Hearts, and bringing it up again, was when I really like learned about how like story can be more elaborate. The music was amazing. It was a beautiful just like introduction, like the intro itself with that song. Oh my god, with Simple and Clean. That's when it really changed my perspective and things into video gaming. So thanks to Kingdom Hearts, it's kind of like what really kind of like pushed my interest, and ever since then I never looked back. I've learned to like appreciate every little aspect of it. So that's where my interest of like video games came from. But now, more recently, I have been very more interested into indie games. The reason for that is because once I learned a lot of these smaller games are developed by like as little as like just one person to like a 5-person team, and they put so much detail into like the artwork, or even just like the sprites, and just coming up with a concept, and also just the story and all that stuff. It's just really like incredible to see how much work these people put into, and even though the game is probably like maybe 2 or 4 hours, like a short game, I still appreciate that. And I feel like they have a lot more credit to give or to receive. And that's why I kind of like respect a lot more to indie developers. And that's why I want to be able to support and, you know, give more attention to these games, because they're just absolutely incredible. So yeah, so go play some more indie games, guys. So this is from Glax. Pretend that Lilo and Stitch is coming out later this year. Remember those commercials where Stitch invaded the other Disney movies? Which recent movies would you like to see Stitch causing havoc in? I actually had some thought when I saw that question, and it's just funny how a lot more of the recent Disney movies that came out are in Kingdom Hearts 3. So, and you know, and then of course then you have Toy Story was in it too. So like I would love to have seen some sort of like interaction with Woody or Buzz, meeting Stitch. Just I don't even know if he was gonna be like his regular size or he's actually like a toy himself, and just almost trying to break every one of them. So I think that would have been fun. Another one would be Tangled. I think I would love to see how Stitch would like maybe like get Rapunzel's hair tangled, like literally tangled and stuff. So I thought that would be fun. Moana. I mean, it's kind of falls into that same, you know, Hawaiian, but like now it's more back into the history of Moana, and I think that would have been an interesting take of that. I think there was also the Frog and the Prince, or Princess, Frog and the Princess, to see Tiana. And maybe in replacement of like her kissing the frog or Prince Naveen, I think would be like Stitch like kissing her instead. So I think that would have been a few like kind of like interesting commercials we could have saw back in the days. So, but I love Lilo and Stitch. If you don't know me, Stitch is like my absolutely favorite thing in the world. So yeah. Is hot dog a sandwich? Yes. Okay. Which video games have the biggest impact on you and why? As everybody already know, Kingdom Hearts has been the biggest impact in my life. As explained earlier, I think the other game that really truly caught my attention was The Walking Dead, and which is the Telltale series, and I never had like such a narrative game. Like really, like it was one of the first games that like really got me like emotional. And if you never played The Walking Dead, spoiler alert, in the last actually the first season, in the last episode was a very, very emotional moment for me, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna cry over this. Yeah, so The Walking Dead has been one of those few games that I absolutely love. I kind of like grew up with it in a way, but just seeing Clementine grow up in this post-apocalyptic world of like just zombies or walkers, she had to grow up. She had to be the person in order to survive, and just seeing her grow, and just being, and you're shaping her to be who she is. It's like you're watching your own daughter like grow up. I think that it was one of the most impactful games that I've ever like played. It got me very emotional. I got really attached to all the characters, and and it's one of those things where like you can't be attached to anybody. It's just so heartbreaking to play and to go through. And then of course I have Pokemon has been part of my life. Just playing Sword and Shield this year has reminded me what joy I get out of it. Yeah, those are like the three that's really left a big impact in my life, and I will always have those close to my heart. who is your favorite YouTuber and who is your favorite streamer? So, it's funny enough that I like YouTubers that I watched weren't exactly gaming YouTubers. When I first started getting into YouTube, or really was like consuming a lot of YouTube back in the day, I was actually really inspired by this group called Wong Fu Productions, so shout out to them. They're actually one of the reasons why I kind of got into like media studies. I wanted to get into film, so originally I wanted to get into film and TV, and I really loved crafting stories and filming and just, you know, I guess acting in a way. And it was, you know, it was definitely my inspiration to get into that field when I was younger, because it came out around I was in high school and followed them into college. So I absolutely, you know, admire them a lot. So, and you know, of course, being into the whole Asian community, I was watching David Choi, Timothy Delgado. I've also was watching Andy Titan Lady. So now she's like this crazy rock climber. It's like super amazing. And then also Natalie Tran, Australian YouTuber, and those were the people that I watched growing up early through college. Damn, I can't remember any of them. Oh my god. But basically I was heavily into the Asian YouTube community. So that's, you know, whoever they brought in, you know, for collaboration, then I basically was watching them. So Niga Higa, Kev Jumba, that was all those YouTubers that I watched, you know, basically back in the day. My favorite streamer would actually have to be Keyblade Sarah. She was the streamer that really inspired me to keep pushing, and, you know, I was able to find a community within Kingdom Hearts, because that was the game that I knew that I wanted to niche down. And when I first got into it, I was, you know, it was really hard. It was really hard to find those people to share that same passion. And since I haven't played the games and for like forever, you know, I wanted to do a whole like Kingdom Hearts marathon. So like my goal was to go through all the Kingdom Hearts game, and, you know, hopefully find that, you know, person. And then I came across one of Sarah's tweets on Twitter, and she just recently got her razor pink peripheral. So she got the keyboard, the headset, all that stuff. So, and I was like, oh my god, this girl has a huge following, and it's, you know, she loves Kingdom Hearts. And so I finally found, like, you know, a place to like really talk about the game, and I, you know, be excited for Kingdom Hearts 3. And that gave me that like the initial push to be like, all right, I can do this. If, you know, she was able to figure that out and find her, you know, community just by this kind of, you know, convoluted story from Square Enix and, you know, Disney, then, you know, why can't I? So so thanks to Sarah. She is my favorite streamer, and you know, I actually wouldn't be where I am today because of her. So, you know, here's my thanks to you, Sarah.